Hey everyone, welcome back to season 5, episode 2. Sorry for all the delays, technical difficulties, all everything. We're back. At the end of this episode, I have a couple updates about Team World Supporter because the Yossi Schmidt show is all about giving updates and behind the scenes of Team World Supporter. But first, let's get right into it, guys. I'm here to talk to you about the left actively changing the definition of journalism. What do I mean? Well, last week Stacey Plaskett had Matthew Eby testifying in front of Congress, the Representation of Government Committee. And she attacked him by calling him a so-called journalist. And he went on to respond and said, I'm not a so-called journalist. I was part of the Rolling Stone. I wrote 10 books, everything. You don't get to decide what the definition of a journalist is. Okay, Stacey Plaskett, you talk about what your definition of a journalist is. Your definition of a journalist is someone that parrots what you want. Someone that says that the COVID uh, uh, virus came from, didn't come from a lab, didn't leak from the lab. That's what you want. The definition of journalist is someone who parrots whatever you want them to say. That is what the definition of journalist is to you, right? Last week, California got hit with a massive snowstorm. People without power, people without anything. The great Jen Bin Lar broke the story. Where does Newsom go? The governor of California? He runs out of state to go to DC or whatever. Why? Because he doesn't give a flying flip. He's done with his governorship at the end of his term. He has his eyes on the White House. Now, journalists, according to Stacey Plaskett, didn't talk about Governor running away from California. They should be talking about um how Trump is a menace to society. How DeSantis is a menace to society. Guys, the journalists don't care. I mean, not the journalists. The left don't care. And the journalists of mainstream media tend to really bow before the left. They're afraid of losing the definition of a journalist. We need to empower more private journalists. We need to resurrect the definition of a journalist, holding people accountable. The news is just people saying a story, not the story of what's going on. No one's holding anyone accountable. Why? Because they're afraid of the left. They're afraid of the government taking away their job. They kowtow in front of the Democrats and some swampy Republicans too. It's time to empower the people actually do the jobs of the journalists. I've been yelling like about this for months. It's time to actually do their job. People go to Ukraine and start talking about Ukraine and saying how Ukraine has Nazis and things like that. They're not a journalist. Beyond insanity. But this is what we have today. This is what is going on in the world today. Yossi, what's the solution? Well, you know what I do. I do CWS News Agenda just to help people. Journalists that stand before the Democrats, you know what they do? They put in articles about monkeys behaving like monkeys because they have more time without people looking at them. It's news. They swarm the news cycle. Things are not news. They swarm whatever they decide is news. Why? Because they're afraid of losing the journalist title. I, among other people, the chief of U.S. News Roundup, tons of other sites resist the mainstream. Daily Wire does news. Um, who else? Free Beacon. The Washington Free Beacon does a lot of news. They also tend to get swallowed up with things that are not news. The Washington Free Beacon once did an article about AOC getting a ticket. It doesn't make it AOC got a ticket. She's a human being. I mean, it is hypocritical of her. Let her let her answer up for why she got a ticket and why she did something illegal when she's a congresswoman, but it's not news. I don't care. Another person doesn't care about a politician doing something illegal. And if you have arguing with me, please let me know. Anyways, we need to swallow. We need to be fed actual news. We need to be fed stories that are news. We have to be fed stories that are facts. We can't be afraid. Your journalists can't be afraid of the losing the title journalist. The left already buried journalists. Now they're trying to change the definition. It's time to stop that. It's time to actually show everyone that we don't care what the definition of our job is. We're doing our job. We're holding everyone accountable. We're power. We're not their puppets. We're not their mouthpieces. We ask the hard hitting questions. Quick update about Teamwork Supporter. Rumble is upgraded since the last review of Teamwork Supporter. Guys, it's official. Teamwork Supporter is doing a review of Rumble now. Yes. They're starting a new review of Rumble. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for transparency? What does it mean? It means that any issues you have with Rumble, you have with anything, proofs with Rumble, hit me up. Email Yossi at teamworksupporter.com. Tweet to me, truth to me, parlay to me on all social media platforms. Let me know any pros, any cons you have with Rumble. I'm going to contact them. We're going to do this. It's time to take another look at Rumble's terms of service or privacy policy. Now, what am I looking for in a review? It's a quick thing we're looking for in a review. Are they their own terms of service? Are the terms of service really free speech? What does free speech mean? Hate speech. What is hate speech? What is misinformation? I'm not saying that they have something against misinformation because I'm 95% sure that they don't. But hate speech. What is hate speech? Hate speech is what is something that really is free speech. First Amendment protects hate speech. So when people ban hate speech, it gets into really sticky water. You're banning legal speech. Now, Rumble could be a private company, and they could do whatever they want. And don't call yourself a free speech platform. I'm not saying that they have hate speech law things in their terms of services. I didn't look yet. We're starting the review now. When this podcast goes live, I will put out a tweet about it. I will put out a truth about it. I'll put out a LinkedIn post about it. Hit me up. Let me know what's going on. Guys, it's time to hold everyone accountable. It's time to hold the left accountable. Journalists, please do your job and don't care about the definition of journalism. It's time to hold alternative social media platforms accountable. Please, seriously speaking, go through their terms of services. Make sure you understand what you're signing up for. Guys, it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. All right. Remember, the motto of Team One Supporter, the motto of the Yossi Schmidt Show is to hold everyone accountable. There's nothing more and nothing less. Let's do this. And hopefully we'll see you next week. We're coming close to Passover, where I will be taking off, unfortunately. I definitely will be around on social media, tweeting news, tweeting my opinion. Oh, also quick update. Team One Supporter on their social media accounts is tweeting news again. Make sure to follow. See you around. Hopefully next week.